Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. I'm hoping everybody had a good weekend. I'm just touching base. I want to give a few reminders on some things. So, the soliloquy assignment for the 11th. Um, I think we should be really trying to get that done as soon as possible. Not because there's any tight schedule for everybody that has to be the same. You guys have your own schedules, and that's fine. Some of you are busy right now, and maybe have time on the weekend. Some of you are working full-time jobs. I get that. But if you're looking for the credit, which not all of you are, if you're looking for the credit, you really probably want to try and get that soliloquy assignment finished as soon as possible, because that's going to give you um, a couple of weeks to work on reading your classic text, and then like another month to do up your proposal and do your actual project. Okay, so you want to have a good 6 weeks to do that part of the project so that you're not really rushed or really cramped. If things are going to be easier in the future than they are right now, like there's no panic. But if I was trying to keep on task and make sure that I have a good pace going, I'd try to get that soliloquy assignment done as quick as possible. Um, I want you guys to remember to self-assess your work once you're complete. Okay, I'll get you some feedback. I'm trying to get that feedback back to you as quick as possible. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days. Sometimes, depending on how much I have in, I can get it done like almost as soon as it gets to me and send it back. There are no grades, remember, but I'm trying to get some feedback. And you can send it to me step by step to get a little feedback before moving on to the next step. That's okay too. I'm saving all of your work in a folder. Um, I don't have exemplars from previous years, so that's a little bit of a problem because I can't show you guys the essay in particular because I think we looked at the soliloquies and I gave you an exemplar for a soliloquy. So we have that, but I don't have exemplars for the essays from previous years. But I did get permission from a student who wrote a really good essay this year to post it up on the wiki. So there's a link to an exemplar from a student from this year on an essay, a really well written essay. So take a look at that. If you're still working on the soliloquy, and especially if you're having trouble putting together that essay, because it's not something that we've talked a whole lot about this year. That's something that we were going to put a lot of time into if we were still in school, but we weren't there. Remember formatting, right? You want to go to the OWL, you want to go to to make sure that you're doing your formatting correctly. Really important as you move on to grade 12 next year that you've got some of that down. Okay, moving on, the classic book. I know people are contacting me and saying you don't have classic book at home. Well, things can be ordered fairly quickly through Amazon a lot of times, so that's one way that you might get yourself a classic book. Um, but the other great thing about classic books is that they're out of copyright. So A, that makes them cheap on Amazon. If you look for the right copy, you find a cheap copy. And B, a lot of them are online. They're available online. So if you're looking for a classic book online, the best place to go is Project Gutenberg. The out of copyright work is all on a place called Project Gutenberg. And if you do a search, and they'll give you a couple of formats to read and to download. You get to have it on your computer or your phone. The EPUB, I haven't read them off phone. I've only read these off computer, but the EPUB files are good files. They're nicely formatted. They're pleasant to read. There's the classic HTML, just plain text, but the EPUB files are pretty good on your eyes. And easy to read if you don't have an e-reader. If you have an e-reader and you can get that format for free, again, that's a really good way to go. Okay, I also want you guys to remember, this is up there, it's linked. If you scroll down, you have the option, if you want to do Lowen's multi-genre instead of the soliloquy, instead of finishing the soliloquy and doing the student choice and voice, you can get the credit that way. That's okay. Look at the multi-genre, work your way through it, go to Lowen's website to get some guidance on it, but everything comes back through me, right? Don't ask her questions about it. She doesn't know you, I know you. I'll look at the project with you and we'll figure out and if I have to ask Lowen some questions, I can do that. But we don't want a bunch of people contacting her. So contact me. It still gets submitted to me if you're doing for multi-genre instead of this choice and voice and finishing up the soliloquy. You can contact me through email with any questions. So whether you're working with Lowen stuff or you're working with our stuff, anytime, contact me. And if you want to give me work that you want feedback on, you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm looking forward to the videos starting to come in. I've got a few, they're really good. I'm looking forward to those. Maybe we'll post a few up if I can get some permission from students and some really strong ones. In the meantime, just keep working away. If you're not working for the credit, that's okay. You still should be doing a little bit of English work, and you need to be reading. Oh, if you do Lowen's multi-genre, that's fine, but you should probably read a classic. I want you to read a classic before you come back to school next year, regardless of what grade 12 class you're getting into or anything like that. By the end of grade 11, you should have read a classic. Okay, that's everything. I might touch base near the end of this week, talk about what I've been reading or something, I don't know. But hopefully that clarifies some things and gets us ready. Good to chat with you guys. I like the emails that are coming in. I'm enjoying looking at the work. I hope things are going well. And remember, this Friday is scheduled as a holiday, so we're going to take that. I'm going to take it as a holiday. I won't be posting that. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.